Yeah, they are a little bit horrible. We have brought you now to Belfast Zoo's answer to the African savannah, and Steve's girlfriends have all come over to say hello.
I kind of wish they were my girlfriends. They're absolutely beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? They've
got the most amazing eyelashes, haven't they?
They have, yes. But really, their most distinguishing feature would have to be the incredible neck. Yeah. Believe it or not, they have the same amount of bones in the neck as we do, but
really?
Standing vastly tall. And there's lots of reasons for that.
Then?
Well, they're just very, very big vertebrae. I mean, if you see the skeleton, it is quite remarkable. But it allows them to get up to the choicest morsels right high up in the trees, and also allows them to be like a kind of walking sentry post. I mean, they can see for an enormous distance.
Out for the predators.
Absolutely. The thing is that the places that they live have a really high concentration of animals that would want to attack them. Lions, for example, will take on a giraffe, a fully grown giraffe, several lions together, but they will never.
Would?
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely would. But they won't attack if they know they've been rumbled. They'll only attack if they can get really close to an animal before they spring their attack, because they're not an animal that goes for a long, drawn-out chase. They need it to be over really, really quickly. So if a giraffe can see them coming from a distance away, the lion just won't even bother.
You've got to hold on tightly when these pull the leaves as well. They've got quite a strong bite, haven't they?
I know. Well, the lips and the tongue almost work like an extra limb, really plucking away at the plant matter. And actually, in the wild, they chow down on acacia, which has the fiercest spines you can imagine. Each spine is as long as my finger, and they can cheerfully puncture a car tyre, but the giraffes munch them down, no problem at all.
So they are looking out for predators, and they would do that on behalf of the other animals as well, will they?
They don't do it on behalf of the other animals. The other animals stick with the giraffes because they know that it gives them an advantage. Yeah. So really, when you're out on the African plains, having an animal like this watching your back, as soon as one of them does what that one there just did and just gallops away, all the other animals from whatever different species will scatter.
So we've got an ostrich over there.
We have, yes.
Well, Thomasina the ostrich.
Yes, Thomasina's not coming close because she's being crowded out by the giraffe.
She's like a ballet dancer, doesn't she? With a feathered tutu, turned out to be walking along on her tiptoes.
Do you know what, though? Life on the African plains can be pretty tough for the ostrich. Have a look at this.
They have got amazing eyes, haven't they?
They have. You can see behind us, this is a female. The males have very distinctive black and white coloration. The females are much duller and drabber in colour. One of the most amazing things is that actually they're quite simple. They're like the bird version of a giraffe, really. They have that incredible height to see over very big distances and incredible eyesight. Look at the size of the eyes inside their head.
Now, aren't they the animal that's got the biggest eyes in relation to their body size of all animals? Isn't that right?
Have you got my script?
I think.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely spot on. In fact, if I proportionately were to have eyes the same kind of size, it would look like this.
Comedy! Yeah. Comedy oversized eyes, like it.
Comedy oversized eyes. There is another reason for using these as a prop, though. This is an ostrich egg. It's the largest, the hardest egg in the world.
That's massive. You've got a huge omelette.
Yes, absolutely. And that is a really valuable source of protein that a lot of other animals would love to scoff down. So having a really tough shell like this is a really good purpose. It means that they can't get into it. And to demonstrate that, I reckon you can stand on these ostrich eggs.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
This is really embarrassing, isn't it, when they break?
Okay, let me take your hand.
Okay, here we go. Let's.
How about that?
Oh, no!
I was praying that would happen.
How do you not be a baby ostrich hiding out in one of those?
That is a massive omelette right there.
That is embarrassing. I'm going to have to go on a diet. They did hold on for a little while, didn't they?
That's my favourite thing that's happened in the whole show.
No, shame.
Anyway, there are plenty more animals.
There's some zebras over here.
Yes.
Should we talk about
Let me introduce you to those and draw the attention away from Naomi's massive bulk. If I could just bring these wonderful horses in striped pyjamas in a little bit closer.
Now they're black and white, which to me makes them stand out like a sore thumb. Is that supposed to be camouflage? Because it's not great. They're like beacons.
There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, their main predator, lions, actually see in black and white, so they're a lot harder to distinguish than they are for us. But also, working in a herd or a flock or a shoal like in fish has its own benefits. Have a look at this. So obviously, if you were a lion, you'd be wanting to focus on something like this foal right here. But if it's actually hidden in amongst its parents and you can't see it, you can't distinguish it from the others, what are you going to do? You're not going to have a chance.
Using the predator, brilliant. Well, I'm not going to forget this experience in a hurry. This is amazing for me.
I'm not going to forget those eggs in a hurry.
And a lot of you had a great experience at last week's Deadly Day Out in Liverpool. Even the rain didn't stop you coming down in your thousands.
Tomorrow's Deadly Day Out is actually in Belfast City Hall. It's going to start at 10 o'clock. It'll be running till about 4. We're going to be loaded with incredible animals. Please come down. It's been so much fun. But this next item is actually not quite so much fun for an awful lot of people. It's the item that we like to call Face the Fear. Yeah, under here I have the animal that is actually responsible for the most profound phobias amongst all people.
I know, I'm quaking in my boots. I'm very nervous because I know what's under there.
Yes. Under here we have, well, actually one of my favourite animals, and an animal I don't think people should be frightened of. It's a big, hairy tarantula. It is massive, yeah. People are scared of spiders really because they think they're scuttly, they're fast, they have too many legs, they're too hairy.
They do have too many legs.
Well, not really for their own function. This is a particularly beautiful spider, I have to say. The glossy colour of it, they move very carefully, very slowly, and I absolutely promise you, I wouldn't let you take this on your hands if I thought there was any danger whatsoever. Just relax a little bit, drop your shoulders, breathe easily. I promise you this won't hurt you.
I don't like spiders.
I would never, ever
put
an animal onto you that could do you any harm. No, it definitely won't. These animals actually hunt.
So light.
It is, yeah, and incredibly light and very, very careful about how they move. And as it's moving, you might even be able to see the silk coming out of its spinnerets there, like that. And it leaves that trail of silk behind it. It's all right, just calm down, you'll be absolutely fine, I promise. It leaves that trail of silk behind it so it can follow it back to its burrow. And speaking of burrows, I know a man who's actually seen these in their own burrows.
Nice
Mark.
to see you again. Are you scared of these?
Not too bad. As you say, I've seen these wild in the Panama rainforest, and I wasn't quite so close. I didn't quite know what sort of character they had, but this one seems pretty friendly.
Yeah, somehow because they're covered in fur, it makes them seem a bit more cute. A little bit.
The fur
like
has
a little mammal or something.
Has a very real purpose. I mean, all of these hairs here are sensitive to the slightest vibrations on the ground, the slightest vibrations in the air as well, which means that it can actually zero in on its prey just purely from actually feeling its vibrations in the leaf litter. But to us, they really are no danger whatsoever. A spider this size has tiny venom glands in here. The fangs are quite large, but the bite would be really almost insignificant, no worse than perhaps a bad wasp sting.
The thing with spiders, though, is they make you jump, don't they? It's like they'll suddenly scuttle across the carpet, or you'll suddenly find them on the curtain or the
Come on, get your hands back out here, because I think you're building in confidence.
That's about spiders that makes me really afraid, but
look at you, you're that much easier now than you were before.
Yeah, I feel better.
They just look so alien, don't they?
That I actually feel a little bit like you don't want to break him.
Do you know what though? Spiders like this can live to a ripe old age. I mean, they can live to 20, 25 years. Out of probably 35 to 50,000 species in the world, there's only about 60 that even could possibly bite us, let alone do us any harm.
That's good to know.
But they are wonderful predators of the pest insects that live around us, and actually incredibly valuable. And talking about valuable insight and valuable information, it's time for Naomi's News.
In this week's Naomi's News. Oh dear. Now we all know Australia is hot, but they've had the wettest September on